Lumberjack Ledge, which requires Ica 1.
I hear in Kiseti, Lumberjack Ledge is quite often something to find. And in the first chest, we already have flippers.
Ah. It's like both runners are going into Sanctuary to start, and we'll be heading over to Kakariko.
We can see Jet rocking the Zero Suit Samus sprite, and sab0tender has, I believe that's from Secret of Mana, although I forget the character's name.
I think her name is Poppy or something? I can never pronounce her name correctly.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Tree pole yielding some 5 rupees. And a fairy coming from the crab. That could be useful. Yeah. Looks like we found the map to Swamp Palace. Also, the compass and maps to the various dungeons are hidden throughout Hyrule.
Mm-hmm.
And the glove was found in the thieves' hideout there in Lost Woods.
It looks like Sabo is opting out to the safe and quit, and is going to be going to... I'm not sure where he's going exactly. You are going to the south. Oh, no, going to the... Oh, no. Oh.
Kind of just walking around there. Found a pod key in in Link's own house.
Found the first glove upgrade down at the Lost Woods here. Okay, so Sabo's going to be checking up the dam area, and looks like Jet will be heading over to Kakariko first.
Jet deciding to leave the map behind. In Key Sanity, the maps will show the type of dungeon it is on the larger map. Otherwise, you don't have anything on that large map to look at. However, the music is no longer randomized in Key Sanity, so you will know once you enter the dungeon whether it's a pendant or a crystal dungeon.
That's a very useful thing to know as well.
Find the big key to Misery Mire in Thieves' Hut. Also finding a bottle.
It's very interesting. We're only 2 minutes in, 3 minutes in, and we're seeing really early divergence coming from these two runners.
That is true. Finding a castle key. That is Hyrule Castle. I didn't catch if it was the castle tower. I think it was. Yes, castle tower key. So that indicates we may have to go up and visit Aga 1.
Right, we have the Eastern Palace map in Nagina's cave.
To answer a question in chat, in Key Sanity, since the big map does not tell us what the dungeon is until you find the map, the music is not randomized, just for Key Sanity mode.
Oh, silvers.
I might be wrong. The music might actually be randomized to Key Sanity. I apologize for that. I apologize for that, viewers. Thanks for correcting me.
So I guess it would make more sense. It does make things a little bit more exciting if it is randomized.
I guess I didn't think it was that cruel.
Well, again, it's randomizer, so...
Finding a nice rod down in the well, as well as bombos.
And a piece of hearts.
sab0tender going through the race game to find a bottle, the second bottle that we've seen.
Check out what the kid has for today, speaking of. Oh.
A small key to Turtle Rock. Kid, how the heck did you get that?
It's like, what are you doing up in Turtle Rock? There's no need for you to be there.
And a small key to Misery Mire.
That was a quick look in the library. I want to say it looked like a compass of some sort.
I missed it.
Let's see on Jet's side. It was a compass, okay.
Compasses give you the extra bonus of telling you how many items in a particular dungeon, or chests, I believe. Or no, items found in a dungeon.
Yeah. So while it's cool to have, it's not really necessary. If you have a good memory of how many chests there are in all the dungeons, you don't really need it. Question in chat: Don't you need at least one Misery Mire key to full clear it without the big key in Vitreous? You do not actually. There are keys that you can find on enemies and in pots. I know there's one in particular you could find in Mire. But in terms of getting to the boss, it is not required.
Absolutely. Sabo using the house in the southwest of Hyrule to pick up some free bombs. And Jet finding out that there's not much to find out in the dam area. We'll see where they go from there. With the flippers, I would think that they would go through Lake Hylia to see what items that has to offer, as well as Waterfall Cave up in the north.
Mm-hmm. A few checks that could be made this early as well.
It's always important to follow the items you've gotten, because it usually leads to progression. Not always, though.
Alright, just going into Mini Moultron Cave, just armed with bombs, so see how he does here.
So far, so good.
Get those last two pesky ones at the side there.
Down to 3 bombs, but manages to get the rest.
Nice.
Moon Pearl!
Got some money and the lamp.
And the lamp. So with the glove, you can get into the back of Escape, and with the addition of the lamp, you can go all the way up to Death Mountain, although some people don't even need that lamp.
Yep, for those who know how to dark walk, most and all of the dark rooms here in the game, lamp is just a neat little accessory to have.
But that does indicate the logic is pointing in that direction at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
Lamp also opens up the possibility of Aga 1. We just need one more key and a sword to open... Sorry, we need at least a Master Sword or the cape to get through the seal.
Yep.
Big heart in the ice cave.
We are in health. Looks like four hearts on Jet's side, 3 on Sabo's. It's a little light on the health side to start. Alright, and just going to check the back of Escape.
And I think Sabo's making the same play, in fact. Got some blue armor and a big 20. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
So my next move would be Death Mountain. What do you think?
I think Death Mountain would probably be the best, be the safe bet. Although, actually, I think Jet might be going to Eastern to start.
Now that I think about it, you can't get over to East Death Mountain with this equipment, so perhaps this is a better move.
Yeah. You know,
Seed hasn't given. Sorry, Seed hasn't given us too many items at the start.
Yeah. So far. I was going to say also. I was going to say, oh, we don't have a map check yet, and then remember that. Oh, that's right. This is Key Sanity, so we're not going to get all the information unless they found the maps for the
However,
for
now
the
we can talk to
dungeons.
Sahasrara and find out where the green pendant is, which is Desert Palace. And looks like Sasha is holding out on us. We had the big key to Swamp Palace and a small shield.
Yeah, shield. That's nice for that sword that we don't have just yet.
There was also a key for Meyer, but as we discussed, it's not necessary.
Also, good to point out that we don't really have a weapon technically yet either.
This is true.
And Jet's down to one more bomb in his possession.
Yeah, that is pretty thin. Sabo going for the exploration of Lake Hylia. Big 50 on the island there.
Meanwhile, Jet's going to be going through Eastern Palace first. Ooh.
Fire Rod.
Yeah, we have a weapon. Although we have the rod, but just no magic yet.
Just a little bit of magic.
Hey, the hobo had the... That's a weird item for the hobo to have. Okay.
Yeah, interesting that we have fire and ice rod plus a medallion. If we see the cane of Samaria, Tihar's looking open. Although being key sanity, we still need to find the keys somewhere.
Yeah, Tororo Rock is one of the... It's an interesting dungeon when it comes to key sanity. There are 4 total small keys that you can find in normal means. If you know how to play your keys right, you only really need 3.
Finding another pod key, that's pretty important. You technically only need 1 small key to finish pod in go mode, as long as you have the bow.
Yes.
And here comes a hint tile. Piece of Heart requires the hammer. Well, that's not
That
a
could
huge help.
Could really be anything.
Missed what was on Zora's ledge there.
It was a small key.
Very good.
Yeah. And don't have enough money just yet to pay off Zora King.
So this key is definitely worth checking out. So Eastern having the fire rod makes that a pretty good play.
Yeah, small key against tower. It was on the ledge.
And that's wholly unnecessary. There's 1 small key under a pot in Ganon's tower that's available.
Yeah. Oh, look, hey, look, it's a big key to this dungeon.
In fact, that is the normal vanilla location for that big key. How boring.
Yeah. Unfortunately, because we don't have the bow just yet, Jet will not be able to complete all of Eastern Palace. We'll have to come back here.
However,
we have
find the Titansmiths.
And that is Dark World access.
Indeed. So Eastern is a really good play. In fact, it's probably the play to make.
Yeah.
And chat pointing out that Ice Palace is actually now open.
Ice Palace and blue armor, 5 hearts, though.
No.
No.
Definitely not.
I mean, you can if you want, but, probably not the best move.
Fire Rod, however, is good for Skull Woods.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe you don't need any extra keys for that.
Yeah, still need a sword, though, to cut down those icky vines.
That is true.
Back, which is, you have the Fire Rod, but you have to use a sword to cut down vines, though.
Yeah, absolutely need the sword for that.
Mm-hmm. Alright, looks like Jed will be going into Swamp first, and...
Skull Woods.
Sorry, Skull Woods, yeah.
The initials on those are really easy to swap, so.
Yeah. They're next to each other too, so I'm like, I always get too confused in terms of where the heck am I.
Yep. Just 3 bombs in that chest. And a vanilla small key.
No, that's convenient.
Heading into the pinball room. So named because if you start bouncing off those bumpers, you probably won't stop.
Nah, until you get hit by a spike.
Pretty sure that key is guaranteed, although perhaps in Key Sanity it isn't. I'm not sure.
I think in regardless of what mode you're in, that'll always be there so that you don't soft lock.
Okay, that's roughly what I thought, yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like Jet's had enough of Skull Woods. Yeah, one byproduct of Key Sanity with the maps being spread throughout Hyrule is it's a little difficult to know which dungeons are required.
Mm-hmm.
And with the randomized music, as we found out, it makes it even more difficult.
So once you have the map and do the check, you'll know, unless you just go for it and finish the dungeon, you'll find out at the end.
Heading into the Village of Outcasts. First stop, the Sea House. So named because, well, look at the shape here. C.
Oh yeah, definitely a C.
Just some bombs hanging out. Although that does refill their bombs up nicely.
Oh, we're going into Thieves Town.
Jumping right in. Finds a big heart in the first chest.
I think for now we can only do the first 4 chests here in Thieves Town. We don't have the big key just yet to go further in.
True. We did just find a big 20. That's 2 out of 4 treasures from this dungeon.
Mm-hmm. And meanwhile, Sabo wraps up Eastern, gets the Titan Smith, and I believe we'll be making their way to the Dark World.
And that's 10 arrows. That's 3 treasures already. And 4.
And the Bloomerang. It looks like Jet's gonna be doing the Death Warp back to the entrance. And we'll be continuing the search for items in the Village of Outcast.
So literally all 4 items in Thieves Town were right there in front.
Another small key to Ganon's Tower.
Looking for some progression now that we've finished with EP. Actually, come to think of it, I might have been mistaken. Since keys and maps and compasses are all randomized, then perhaps the number of items in a dungeon has changed.
It is, yeah. So now, usually only a few chests. You only have to worry about a few chests, because you would have the keys, maps, and maps and compasses in their own respective dungeons. But now, it is a good idea to check every single chest. As
Right,
possible.
you can't count on those. That's another mistake by me. That's 2 for those of you counting at home.
It's okay. Key Sanity is definitely an experience for those of you who have yet to try the mode out yourself. It's worth trying out once to see if it's to your liking, and this way Key Sanity is great because you will know most of the chest locations, because you got to check them all for keys. for dungeons.
And chat pointing out, as actually I pointed out earlier, if you have the compass, then you will actually know how many unique items from that particular dungeon you have found.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, usually dungeons in the light world, there's not a whole lot of chests to worry about. It's only when you get to the dark world where you have really dense chest locations, such as Palace of Darkness and Swan Palace and Turtle Rock.
And Sabo taking a death.
Looks like I don't believe it was intentional since he's going back in there. Yeah, trying to get the switch with all these baddies just trying to wreck you and make you have a horrible day. It's not fun.
And we got Jet going through Hype Cave, finding Big 20 at first, and a mushroom. 50 rupees, 300 rupees, and a book.
We can read, and we have so much money. I call that maybe 6 out of 10 hype.
5 or 6, I would agree.
Yeah.
So that book does open up Desert Palace, although we may still need the boots for the torch.
That's right. And it's like Sabo taking another death, and he's going to, I think it's going to leave.
Yep, too few hearts to deal with that.
Yeah, it's rough.
I'm wondering if Desert Palace may be a good play to make. And we got a little peek at the map there. It looks like the number 3 crystal in Skull Woods and a red crystal for Turtle Rock. And it looks like Eastern Palace is also a red crystal.
Alright, cool. You're still a little bit low on the key side of things, though, so you'll be doing a lot more checks before we can go into more dungeons. And the thing for Key Sanity is that double dipping into dungeons is definitely a thing. So it's really rare that you are able to clear a dungeon from the first visit.
Absolutely. In fact, as places open up, you should immediately target them to visit, although, the best thing you can do is group locations as best as possible.
Yes, you do batches of checks as you can. Although now that we have the book, we can know what's on the pedestal now, should Jet choose to discover that for himself.
That is true.
Yes, Agina has been checked, and he had, I think he had a map, and it was nothing really important.
It was something like that, yes.
Yeah.
Zorachek is also a map.
However, the best map. Oh, only the best map. It's not really the best map.
You are here. That's about how useful that is.
Mm-hmm. Right, and Saba with the Death Warp out of Thieves Town. And Jet, where will you be heading to next?
Heading for Escape.
Oh, yeah, the front half of Escape now.
And with the lamp, they can also do the dark chest. Assuming they have the key for that. No, from the front, they don't need a key.
Correct, yes.
And we find the pod big key in the chest next to Uncle.
Nice. Yeah, I think so far we really have 3 big keys accounted for.
And we steal Uncle's heart and walk away.
Yeah, no big deal. He didn't need it. He's fine.
He's probably just going to go for a walk soon.
Yeah. Alright, so Sabo's gonna be doing the dig game here. I think the dig game was just 5 rupees, I believe.
I believe so, yes.
But it is a good spot to farm for rupees early on.
Usually. Oh, there we go.
Alright, we'll see what Jet will find during the traditional escape sequence here.
Oh,
And
that's a
only
good
doing-
setup for the bomb.
Yeah. Also just realized that, yeah, he has the fire rod now, but with mostly bombs, it's gonna be
They found an important key to Desert Palace, which I forgot about,
Oh.
which opens up 2 chests on the right side.
Oh, yes.
Now we can get everything in Desert except for the torch.
Correct.
So I like Desert Palace now quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Sabo escorting the frog around the world.
Should I give him a world tour?
Without the mirror, the only way to bring the frog over to our world is to save and quit. But in the meantime, we'll just go ahead and truck the frog around a bit.
Show him around town, see what's new.
Check out the hype cave. It's pretty hype.
It's pretty hype this time, yeah.
I don't know if we checked Desert Ledge while we were in the desert. I don't believe so.
We did not, no. We just went into Akina's cave and then he saved and quit from there.
And Jet employing a death warp after finding, I believe it was a big 20 in that chest.
Yep.
Gonna go grab that dark chest.
And looks like Jet will be moving on to Dark Cross to get the last chest here in the castle. And we're taking the blacksmith in the little swim there in the dark world.
Trying to figure out where they're taking the frog there. Aside from Pod, but that doesn't seem likely.
Maybe doing.
Oh, getting around the hammer pegs. My bad.
Ah, that's right. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Huh. Oh, that's because of the flippers now. Gotcha.
And in the dark, we find the map to Ice Palace. Yes, Sabo ahead of me, thinking of the hammer pegs before I even could process what was going on.
I keep forgetting you can access the pyramid from that way. I usually go from the northern portion. What do we have here? Ooh.
So we have both mushroom and powder.
Now, the real question is, will Sabo go visit the catfish?
Think so. It's usually hard to route this catfish in, especially without the mirrors, so this doesn't seem like a bad choice.
Nah.
And in Key Sanity, you want to open as many chests as you can.
Yep.
And I believe Jet is probably going to make the Desert Palace play here in a moment.
Yep, so we can enter it, unless we somehow find the big key in the Desert Palace. Won't be able to full clear it. Or also the boots.
That is true. As you said earlier, though, double dipping dungeons is almost a rule in Key Sanity.
Yeah.
Another burrito!
The Tower of Hera.
That is a soggy burrito.
I don't want that burrito. No.
Well, good news, there's another one in the desert. That one's nice and dry.
There's a lot of maps in the seed.
It's the buy one, get one free burrito sale here in Hyrule.
Alright, so with Sabo showing the catfish there, blacksmith friend. I think it's time to finally bring them home.
Still no sword, interestingly enough.
Oh.
Cane of Berna. And the semi-helpful hint that a unique item is an Eastern Palace, which we've already basically looted. And to answer a question in chat, the records for these runners, Jet is actually 4-0. As I say that, he finds the bow.
Ooh. All right.
And Sabo is actually 2-1.
Yes, correct. And this is the first match between the two. So, for the fall tournament, the highest seed chooses the first game. So this is Jet's pick here.
It finds the hook shot.
Oh.
Desert was quite the play.
Yeah, about that.
And just warps right on out of there. Bow and hook shot in desert. That is amazing.
I think now's the Death Mountain play.
Oh yeah. So let's see how many, especially with the myths, there's a ton of treasure chests to find up here. I believe 7 in the light world. I want to say 6 in the dark world. No, wait, Spiral Cave is another one.
Yeah, Spiral Cave, and then you have the 7 in East Death Mountain, and
Then the old man. Thank you for rescuing me. I appreciate it. Get me out of this cave. And for your efforts, I reward you with the Cane of Samaria. Just a little trinket, nothing big. Making the way up to Spectacle Rock, we'll see what we got up here. Got a small key on the top there. And a big heart inside. Jet opting not to go for the heart and the hint tile next to it, but we're going over to East Death Mountain. Sabo busy reducing their heart count so they can get the nice death warp. And here we are in Paradox Cave. Finding a bunch of bombs. And we do have most of the items to enter Turtle Rock, except we don't know what the medallion is just yet. Finally, a sword! 34 minutes in. And that's all. But the sword is quite important. And also found a bee in the bottle I forgot to mention. Got a big 20 on the floating island up there. So, as we don't have any way to get to Hera, we'll go right into Spiral Cave. A very slow Spiral Cave, that is. And Jet finally walks their way around the spiral and finds another burrito, the map to Desert Palace. And I bet, yep, we are off to the Dark World to get the 6 items located there. Sab0tender heading for Desert Palace, going to find the interesting items in there. Heads right for the right side. And we find a second sword, along with 10 arrows. So
Oh, good.
Death Mountain hiding 2 swords.
So very convenient.
And Sabo getting their hook shot. Got to get their bow here very shortly. And we have either as the way to open up Turtle Rock.
Yeah, seems like medallion is going to be kind of tricky to find this time, I feel.
Checking out Hookshot Cave. So far, not a whole lot. And yet another burrito.
Yeah, not much in here, is there?
Yeah, the floating island only had a big 20, so that's enough for Death Mountain. But 2 swords, very, very good.
If you were these runners, would you go back for the King of Burna for invincibility?
Yeah, Burner can be quite useful, as well as the cape for their invincibility.
Are maps and compasses logically required? They are not in Key Sanity. I don't believe so, at least.
I think they might have something to do with the logic, but I admit my memory's fuzzy on that.
Yeah, I don't think they would be unless if anyone can confirm. But with the Master Sword and the book, we can actually check the tablets now as well.
Perhaps the logic does require those items. But sometimes the players tend to ignore logic, so...
Yeah. Which,
Although I would think the maps would be very valuable as they tell you what exactly dungeons you actually need to clear.
Yeah. Yeah, if anything, I would value over the maps over a compass for sure.
Sabo getting that cane of Samaria that the old man was holding.
Oh, that's his walking cane, oh.
He's home, he doesn't need it anymore.
That's true.
Jet aiming for the back of Skullwoods now that they have a sword. And we may just get a pedestal check while we're up there.
Of course, we don't have the mirror just yet to be able to warp out.
Alright, we need the mirror for that, my bad.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that.
I wish it was that easy. And Jet would be able to clear Skullwood and defeat Mothra with the Fire Rod now. Although without any half magic and with 8 hearts, it might be a little bit of a tricky fight here.
I believe he has a blue potion from
Oh, that's right, from earlier.
Right.
Ah.
Chat speculating on the location of the hammer. They seem to think it's in Pod at the moment.
Which can happen and is not fun for anyone.
Since we're running out of locations, it is starting to look possible.
And I believe if I'm reading what we have so far on Jet's side, we can full clear Ice Palace if we do desire to.
Takes down Mothula.
Nice.
Gets 10 arrows for the trouble.
That was a crystal.
Also, you can see in the top of the screen below the bombs and rupees the the number of chests open in that dungeon. That's what the compass does for you.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Chat pointing out that we need the hammer to full clear Ice Palace. But the hammer could be an Ice
Very
Palace.
good, chat. Thank you.
But the hammer could have ice. But the hammer could be there.
Yeah, that is true. You can get into Ice Palace, but you can't finish it.
Because again, randomizer.
Oh, they wouldn't do anything like that in randomizers. Surely
no, of course not. No, they wouldn't have, the ice rod and, laser bridge in Turtle Rock. No, of course not.
Never.
No.
We did find a pod small key, though. And with the bow, you can actually... I believe you can get everything in the top. You just can't get down to Helmstor.
Yes, because you need to use the hammer to clear the way after you do the bow locked area.
And looks like Jet has 3 keys for Palace of Darkness. I believe you need 4 for a full clear with Hammer Yump. Otherwise, you would need 5.
Yes, that's true, chat. Eastern can be cleared, but my guess is that my guess is that they want to get the mirror first, so that if they need to go into pod, they can go into pod and then mirror back to Eastern.
Yeah, there's only 1 treasure left in Eastern, so now it's become an isolated chest, so it would take some time to get to it.
Also, in chat, you need 4 keys to clear Palace of Darkness.
You just can't open that front door.
Correct, yes.
Jet going for the catfish, which we know is a soggy burrito. But is still useful, being a map and all.
Mm-hmm. I think, have we found all the maps?
Good question.
Yeah.
I believe Ice Palace is a crystal, if I saw that correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Here is your burrito. Bon appetit.
Burrito's wet, sir. Alright, so
where to next?
Yeah, Sabo's doing hookshot key, which we know is not really much.
Is Jet gonna walk down to pod?
Well, important thing to point out, I don't think we found the big key to Ganon's tower yet, have we?
No, it's still large.
So, there's always the off chance that the key itself could be in the tower. Looks like just gonna be checking out the pyramid. Sabo, where are you headed off to now?
Chat pointing out that since Swamp Palace is a pendant and not a crystal, we may not need the mirror for this seed.
That is a good point.
Yeah, Jet's best play right now, I think, is to go right on over to Palace of Darkness.
Gonna do as many checks as we can there. Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen a hint tile from the players. Hopefully, there's one in Palace of Darkness, I believe. If I remember correctly.
Let me think.
Yeah, it's right down the side. It's right before you go to the Bullocked area.
Right.
Yeah.
And let me take this chance to ask chat to please follow the runners. They're putting on a great show for us today.
Yeah, this is Group F with Jet082 and sab0tender. And there are a total of 96 runners in this tournament. And each runner will be facing off their opponents 3 times, so 15 races in total. And it's a bit sorry. It's gonna be hurry for a good number of races for the next month or so. And with the single arrow in the first chest in Pounds of Darkness, so it is definitely bow locked, unless
Oh, is Jet going in the front? Okay.
looks like it. All right. Although it would make sense because without the mirror, you would have to take the long way around without the mirror and the hammer. We'll go back around anyway.
Finds a hoard of rupees in that chest.
And dropping down below. Yeah, for key sanity, you really do have to be a lot more flexible in terms of how you route dungeons in. What would work in a normal, open, non-key sanity seed may not work.
Another wonderful, helpful hint. And I say that sarcastically.
Yes, so very helpful.
Silver arrows making quick work of the mimics.
Mm-hmm.
And Sabo getting the Skullwoods crystal.
Right, so both runners now each have Skullwoods under their belts.
And a vanilla small key.
And Quake medallion.
So we have 2 medallions, but not the one to open Turtle Rock, and we have no idea what Misery Mire is yet.
Yep, until we get the flute.
With that blue armor, this Death Warp's taking a bit of time. Alright, Sabo, what's your next move?
Okay, so just with that Death Warp, and we'll be continuing to the other portions of Palace of Darkness.
Looks like Seppo's going to Eastern?
Looks like it. I guess Sabo is going to be finishing off Eastern first.
That's what it looks like.
Progress. Yeah?
Interesting move. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, with Turtle Rock being the other red crystal, I don't know if I want to finish it right away because I'm not sure if at that point the Pyramid Fairy will have something important, but we'll see. We got the red moraine in the dark hallway down here in Pod. Okay, and with the big keys to Palace of Darkness, we will be able to check the big chest.
Question is the hammer here? And we see Jet setting up for the hammer yump.
Very well
Executed
done.
well.
Oh, hey, you're looking for that.
We found the DP big key. Guess what? We may be going back there.
In the bug net.
All hail Bugnet. Big 20, no hammer. And Sabo heading for the Armos in the back of Eastern Palace.
I think that we'll be making that play into Desert Palace after all.
Yeah, the only thing we found of any value was the Desert Palace Big Key in pod. That may prove to be valuable, though. We will see.
Yep, it is a green pendant, so our good friend Sriracha may have something on him as well. So
Big 20 on the Armos.
hey, that is Crystal 2 down for sab0tender.
And one of the red crystals at that. Once they find the either medallion, they may be able to open up the pyramid. You'll need some TR small keys before that, though, and also
Yeah.
the big key. So, actually, there's quite a few keys that need to be found before TR can be cleared.
Yeah, got a lot more work to do before we can clear that dungeon.
If we don't find the hammer here in Desert, I wonder where it would be. Maybe Ice Palace?
Yeah, if there's nothing else here in Desert, I think Ice Palace might be the next move. There are also the two chests that are hanging out at the start of Decline for Ganon 1. So
That is true. It's easy to discount those chests because the Aghanim 1 climb normally only has keys in those chests. But those are chests, so anything could be in them. And the mushroom check was a small key for Turtle Rock.
yeah, there should be 2 keys in total that we found so far. Question in chat for the seed. Type this is a open seed, so that's the icon for Link. The Ganon seed means that is defeat Ganon, and the question mark is randomized sword. So it's a sword shaped as a question mark, since we don't know where they are at the start.
And we have the N for normal difficulty and the key for key sanity.
So almost your normal standard, your regular open seed, except with the added twist of key sanity in the mix.
Sabo going up to Zora to get the $500 burrito.
And while Jet is going to be paying a visit to our good friend Landmolus.
Using Fire Rod Stretch, which are very effective.
Very well done. Another small key to Turtle Rock. Alright.
So we know about 3 small keys to Turtle Rock. Jet still needs to turn in the mushroom, and Sabo needs to get one off Lenmo.
So how about this? So bear with me here. What if the green pendant Ether is with Sahashala?
That is possible. And that would mean that Turtle Rock is open and may have the hammer that we're looking for.
Although we actually do need the
No,
hammer
wait.
to unlock it, so...
Yes, we do. I forget about that.
Although Sahashala could have the hammer on him as well, so...
Yep, could just simply have the hammer.
Alright, moment of truth. What does our good friend Saha have on him today? Oh.
Money. And Jet going on over to Eastern to go ahead and finish that off.
So, Green Pendant was a bit of a bust, but Pedestal Dream is still alive. So we're a third of the way there.
And let's see, we are missing big keys for Tower of Hera, Thieves Town, and Ice Palace, and Turtle Rock. So that's actually quite a few big keys.
Yeah, still have a long way to go.
So what do you think they should do next?
I think Ice Palace is the way to go.
That's what I was thinking as well.
I think that's the only place that no one has gone into yet, and there's a good potential for some progression there.
It's times like this you learn how important certain items are. Like the hammer blocks quite a bit of locations.
Yeah. Also try pointing out that based on what we know in terms of pendants and crystal layouts, we know what cannot be on pedestal. So we know that hammer can't be on pedestal because you needed to progress in Swan Palace. And we also know that, well, we found most of our items that we need for Tower of Hera already.
Can't be hammer. Could be ether though.
It could be Ether Medallion.
Jet making short work of the Armos Knights.
Getting another 20 rupees for the job well done.
So let's see what Jet's next move is going to be.
Yes, so Ether can absolutely be on pedestal. I think Jet's gonna do it. Maybe? Or
I'm not sure what path they're taking.
Oh. I don't think did he turn the mushroom yet?
Did not, and actually that's a good way to warp up there.
Ah.
I need to remember that one.
Yep, that one I just learned. That little trick I just learned the other day, so it's very, very useful.
Chat pointing out the flute could also be on ped.
I was assuming that Misery Mire
as
is not the
well.
other pendant, and in boots.
And Sabo taking a death warp.
Alright, so we definitely still need the hammer for sure. May not
Jet's
need the mirror.
climbing the tower.
Oh.
That's an interesting move. We'll see what happens. I believe with one key you get access to 2 chests, if I have that right.
Correct. Yes.
And with the Master Sword, they can get through the seal.
Unfortunately, we don't need to defeat Nagawan by himself, so all we gotta do is just do these quick little checks, and then we'll be on our way.
Did we check the lumberjack ledge?
Yeah, I think it was just rupees.
Ah, okay then. And since we have Dark World access, Saga 1 is completely not required.
Mm-hmm.
I believe they found a hoard of rupees in that first chest.
Yep.
And the second...
It's 10 arrows.
Nothing. Castle Tower did not pay off.
He is rich, though. A lot more rubies this time, but nothing that leads to progression, sadly.
Yep, all arrows now point to Ice Palace.
I think Jet might be making that play now. Alright, here's our first look into Ice Palace.
Yeah, this seed has been pretty linear up to this point, I will say.
Some bombs are in Kakariko Well. Thank you, game. We found that out about an hour ago.
Got some severe lag in those tiles telling us stuff we already know.
For those of you who are tuning in right now, we are on the lookout for the hammer.
And also either medallion to open up Turtle Rock, and we have no idea what to open up Misery Mire, and we need the flute for that.
Yep. Oh, a big key to Skullwood. It's nice, I think.
I wonder if there's something there.
Yeah, also a good thing to point out that for normal seeds, you wouldn't need the big key to Skullwoods or the big key to Swamp Palace, since they are not necessary to access the boss. However, in Keysanity, nothing's stopping the seed from putting important items in those big chests in those dungeons, so again. Oh.
Well.
I had an actually
We found
useful
out the mirrors in Ice Palace.
How very convenient.
And for once, we haven't got there yet.
But for where in Ice Palace is a different question.
Might be hammer locked.
It could be on Coldstair too.
Coldstair is actually hammer locked now that I think about it. There are those pegs right before him.
That's right, yeah. It's a rare occasion where there's a helpful hint in the game.
What would be really terrible is if that mirror unlocks some progression in Swamp Palace.
Oh, there it is. Never mind.
Oh, never mind.
That was easy.
Mirror, got it. No problem.
So this now unlocks access to Swamp Palace as well. And see that the first chest.
You can only check the first two chests in Swamp Palace without the hammer. What did that say? A bomb and a heart?
Looks like yeah, or on the west side of
Swamp Palace.
Yeah.
So we know there is not much to worry about in the west wing of Swamp Palace.
Yeah. Confirming from chat that left side Swamp Palace is dead.
I love to see that clue. I love it.
Well, we come to Eastern Palace that we've already full cleared.
And that is the limit of locations they can check in Ice Palace. Although we're missing a small Ice Palace key, which they could have gone to the Ice Tea room, so they couldn't go any further. But with the mirror,
you can go into Hera.
Hera is opened up. Swamp Palace is opened up. Let's see, Graveyard Ledge, Bombos Tablet. What else?
Now, if you're a Jet, you're going into Hera. Would you full clear it to get the pendant? Oh, that's right, we don't have the big key, that's right. Oh, no. Sorry. Getting a little chat there from our friends in the Dark World. But yes, chat. Oh, speaking of the small key to Ice Palace.
Oh, well, there it is.
Yes, it was there the entire time. But yes, chat pointing out that we can't clear Tower of Hera because we don't have the big key yet.
Speaking of. But that's the key to Thieves Town. Go
to the next room. Okay.
I suspect that.
We do
And
have
a
our
nice
tempered sword.
sword, yes.
Very nice. That's all we can do in Hera for now.
That was pretty nice, though. I believe there's something like 3 or 4 chests in the back of Thieves Town.
Yeah. Because we have blind, we have the big key, we have the big chest, and 2 more. So yes, there are 4 more items in Thieves Town.
Only a piece of heart on the Ether tablet.
Right, and meanwhile Sabo is finishing up Land Molus, getting the green pendant. See if he goes in and turns it into Saha.
And it's really hard to tell who's in the lead because Key Sanity in particular has a lot of twists and turns. But it looks like Jet may be a bit in the lead right now.
Yeah. I think in terms of items found, Jet would definitely be in the lead. And with the big key to Thieves Town, I believe he's making the play of heading back in here.
Still need that flute for access to the Mire area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jet just got the mirror in Ice Palace, so we haven't done any places that would require the mirror just yet. And Sabo getting his reward from Saharshala.
Oh, sweet, you found this pendant. Here's $20.
Oh, thank you for your trouble, good sir.
Best I can do.
Thanks, old man. You're great.
Sabo making the Ice Palace play will be happy to find the mirror there.
Mm-hmm.
But first, perhaps they have not checked Ice Rod Cave yet.
It was a nice rock cave. Was it just a map as well?
I think it was a full heart. Jet hitting the switch also locks out that hint tile. May come back for it later, though.
Mm-hmm. It was in a hard and ice cave. Okay, got it.
For once, my memory did not fail me.
Yep, heart container.
Just 10 arrows at the top of Thieves' hideout. Blind's hideout.
Mm-hmm.
Thieves' Town.
Looks like Jed will not be.
Interesting.
Yeah, I guess he's not gonna be checking up in that hint tile now. Alright, so we can get to the maiden and open up the chest of the cell and then defeat Blind, but without the hammer, still can't see what's in the big chest there.
Another useless key to Misery Mire there.
It's funny for finding the items that we don't need and looking for the ones we really do need, which is pretty much the overall theme for Key Sanity. But we will see Jet do the fight with Blind now.
Looks like Jet so far sticking to a good script.
Yep.
Having trouble with those fireballs though, but finally brings Blind down.
Right. And the compass.
And a compass.
Is their palace. A place we've already completed and full.
Let's see. Jet's next location is going to pick up the frog. I don't remember what the smith had, oddly enough.
I want to say, at this point, I'm just saying that everyone just gave everyone a map at this point.
I think you're right.
This seed was very map heavy in the beginning. There we go, Sabo.
That Ice Palace bomb jump is quite difficult sometimes.
Oh no, sorry, the blacksmith has 50 rupees, so Macy had more rupees than Saha this time.
Chat pointing out that it is possible to get to the Magic Bat Cave without a hammer since we now have the mirror.
That is true.
Which Jet does not do at this time.
We'll see if he goes back there after turning in the chest. But now with the mirror, he is now able to do a lot more checks this time. Piece of heart in K45. I believe Sabo might be going up to the iced tea room, which we did not see on Jet's side.
All right, let's see what's in this blue chest. A burrito.
More burritos!
I have to suspect the freshness of that particular burrito.
It's been in the chest for that long.
So apparently in the iced tea chest we had a small key to the Tower of Hera, which opens up the basement. Combo's tablet just having 100 rupees.
Maps for everyone.
Jet now heading for Swamp Palace. And can only check the first 2 chests without the hammer. Wait, actually, do we have the small key? We do not.
We do not.
Yeah, 1 chest and 1 chest only. Yes, the hint is also available. Thank you, Hi-Fi Bringer.
Yes.
Although that hint did not appear to be very helpful.
No.
$5 in the chest. So Swamp is locked to us for now.
For those of you who aren't familiar, the hints are the newest edition for version 30. The hints that you find in green are going to be the ones that are going to be not very useful.
So now Sabo is heading up to Tower of Hera and has that extra small key. This could be interesting.
Right, I think Jet will be doing the magic bat play here.
Yep. Quickly to the Batcave.
No, bat cave. Let's see what the bat has for us this time. Just a piece of heart. But we're more healthy now, I guess.
Okay, we will see what Jet's next move is as Sabo takes a look in Hera's basement.
Yeah, with that key there could lead to something, hopefully lead to something very important.
If so, that may put Sabo back in the lead.
Mm-hmm.
Is Jet going for the big chest and swamp? No, I believe Jet is going to the graveyard ledge.
On the outside, we can see there's 2 more items that we can check there, as well as see what's on the Bubber Cave ledge.
And Sabo done with their coffee break. Now it's time to see what's in this chest.
All right, guys. What we're thinking? We're thinking progression, more rupees,
Or a map.
Another map.
Or a single rupee.
Yeah.
Don't spend it all in one place. A little surprised Jet didn't go for... Actually, they didn't go for the graveyard ledge either, did they?
Oh, I think he just made a beeline. It looks like he's going... Where are you going, Jet?
I'm not sure where Jet is going.
He went to pot already, right?
Yes. There is the big key chest, I think. But yeah, he totally could have gone for the graveyard ledge and did not.
I think Jet's re-entering pot, isn't he?
That's what it looks like.
Oh no, there is that one chest on there is one more chest that he didn't check yet.
The big key chest?
That one and I think so, yeah. I could have sworn he did that already.
Looks like Sabo's finishing off Thieves Town.
Oh no, he's doing that chest right there.
Yep, big key chest.
That's right. I'm sorry, I thought you meant big chest. Like, wait a minute.
No. Already did that one.
Yeah. And just
big
another
20.
Big 20.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's doing okay.
Hard
Okay,
reset.
Oh my gosh, that scared me for a second. I was like, did your game crash, Jet? Oh my god, don't scare me like that.
And now, Jet, what's your next move?
So he did that hard reset so that he can save that last small key for when he goes to Helmholtz Arcane.
Very good.
Okay, I legitimately thought his game crashed. I was like, Jet, please.
Yeah, that saves that small key. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
And Jet realizing he didn't get the iced tea room, or left it for later, one of the two. But yeah, Graveyard Ledge and Skullwood's big chest are still available.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the runners are running out of locations to check.
Yeah, where else can we go? We have the big key.
Skullwoods and Graveyard Ledge are the only places I can think of.
I think that's it, really. There has to be progression in those 2 locations now.
Yeah, the hammer limits how many places we can look. If Sabo goes directly up to Skull Woods and then over to Graveyard Ledge, this could put them back in the race.
Mm-hmm.
Where was the Quake Medallion? I don't remember where that was.
Quake Medallion.
Help us out, chat.
Yeah, if you guys remember where that was. I think I want to say... Was it in Pod?
And Sabo takes down Blind, and looks like Pod had the Quake Medallion.
Yeah, I think it was either in the basement with the rubies, I want to say. Or it was downstairs near the after the bow-locked area.
I believe Sabo's going for the Bat Cave now. Yep, looks like. Bombo's tablet had some cash, and Catfish had a map.
Mm-hmm. I think yeah, both tablets have been checked at this point.
Yes,
well.
they have. Gets a small key to Tower of Hera,
Which means we'll go back there and find
a reward.
Find that lovely gift that's waiting for him.
So this may sink more time into Jet. So it looks like Sabo may be going back to the Dark World. Oh, wait.
Oh, just realized something.
We shall see. Getting some unexpected sync here.
Oh no, I think just going back to Skullwoods for the big key, for the big chest.
Where's Sabo going, though? Maybe checking the cave south of the Grove, yes. AKA Cave 45. I believe it's called that because that's...
There's our progression.
We found the flute. Fortunately, that is right next to Kakariko. And unfortunately, Sabo appears to be going further south.
I think he's going to Swamp Palace. Oh no, he's doing the Oh, I thought he went to do this. I thought he did the tablet check already here. Huh.
Yeah, Sabo's going to do Bombo's tablet. And Jet releases the duck.
And with the duck released, we can now see one more area that has been eluded us for so long.
Off to that happy, sunshiny place. No, wait. It's Misery Mire.
Misery Mire.
Did not... Oh.
Oh.
Okay, it's Bombo's to unlock Mire.
Yeah.
I want to point out in chat before the race, they speculated that both dungeons would be opened by either which we just now found.
Oh,
And they were half right.
almost right.
The let's see, the hash for this particular seed had 2 medallions, Bombos and Quake, but not either, so they speculated either would be the one to need.
Yeah, well, now we have access to Meyer. It can be cleared in full as well.
Uh-oh.
We don't need that.
Useless key for Skullwoods.
Yeah, I think we're good.
And now we can also open Turtle Rock. Let's see, we have 3 keys. Yes, so we can get I'm not sure, actually. Yes, we can actually get to the boss, but we can't full clear.
I don't think we have found the big key for Turtle Rock either, have we?
We have not.
And the Ganon Tower big key is still out there.
Yes, that big key is still out there.
Just waiting to be found.
And according to chat, and I'm pretty sure this is correct, is in Key Sanity there is 1 guaranteed hit to the GT big key, but we haven't found it yet. Sabo might be going to Graveyard Ledge. Still looking for that elusive hammer. Yep, definitely looking at Graveyard Ledge on Sabo's stream.
Alright. This is an area that Jet did skip as well. So we'll see.
And we did not see a hint to see what was blocked by fire in Meyer, so we're going to check it the old-fashioned way.
And a big 20.
Big 20 in
Yay.
Graveyard Ledge. Nothing to write home about. Sabo, having to walk back to Kakariko, has not yet found the flute. Yeah, until Sabo finds that flute, they're going to be running behind.
So I feel like Sabo's going to be realizing and making that play now. Thank you, Hint. Very, 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 very much. Thank you.
Wonder if there's a second unique item in Ice Palace.
There
look
is
at that.
Progression.
We have the hammer.
So if nothing else, I think we're in... Well, besides the 2 big keys that we need for Ganon's Tower and for Turtle Rock, we are almost there to go mode.
So perhaps we're in key mode. So let's see, we need the TR big key. Actually, let's see. We also need the... Oh, we got the Swamp Palace small key from somewhere. I missed that. And we find the gold sword in Meyer. So Jet really packing some heat now. So looking at what we have left, I believe we need the TR big key, and that may be all we need. There is the question, however, of where the GT big key is. which we don't know yet. Jet using a nice little trick to quickly check that chest on the way down. And Sebo heading around the hammer pegs. Probably on their way to pod, I imagine. Sebo may be heading to check out the big key chest in the same way that Jet did. And Jet heads their way up to Vitreous. With the silver arrows, this should be a quick fight, and butter makes it even easier. Yeah, with key sanity, it's important to know where every single possible chest is to open, because progression could be just about anywhere. And Vitreous just has a compass to get in his tower, in case you didn't know where it was. Sabo finding the unfortunate truth that there was nothing in that chest. Let's see if they remember to hard reset, or if they have the opportunity to do so.
Alright, Jet, where are you headed off to now?
Looks like off to pod, now that they have the hammer.
That's right, they'll still don't have... Actually, we do have the pod big key. Yeah.
Yes, we do have that big key. Still don't have the TR big key or the Ganon's Tower big key. And if you wanted to full clear Turtle Rock, there's still one other key you need, I believe.
I know there's a key that you can steal from an enemy in Turtle Rock.
Of course, the trick there is, do you need that key?
That's true, yeah.
I think Sabo may be heading for the other tile hint, or perhaps not. There's one in East Lake Hylia in the Dark World, but where Ice Rod Cave usually is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sabo may be taking a little time here to kind of get their bearings and think of where to go next. They do have the Skullwoods big key, but they may have missed it in the shuffle.
He should, yeah, I think with the tracker, with the in-game tracker, he should see that he has that key.
Of course, those numbers are a little bit harder to decipher, but generally you would know.
Yeah, it's a little bit, that portion of Key Sanity is new, is only for Key Sanity mode, where each dungeon is numbered differently.
Yes, you just need to know which number refers to which dungeon.
Mm-hmm. I think Sabo's finally realizing where he has to go.
Let's hope so.
Meanwhile, Jet's gonna be paying a visit to another good friend of ours, the Helmosaur King. Whack him in his mask a few times, and then takes one silver arrow to the jewel in his forehead, and he'll be good to go.
17 hits to the mask.
Or if you're feeling really saucy, you can do bomb strats, but let's make things a little bit easier on ourselves.
And having found the butter sword, 2 swipes knocks him right down. And 5 rupees for the effort. Sabo finding the flute finally.
Yep, fortunately we'll just mirror back into Kakariko and activate it, and then finally on the way to Meyer.
Yeah, unless there is a really weird twist, Jet looks like they're in the lead at the moment. But Key Sanity can twist in weird ways, so that could evaporate at any moment.
This also means that Jet with the hammer can now finish Ice Palace.
Indeed. And aside from Turtle Rock, that's all of the crystals. But we're still missing 2 big keys. And I should point out the big key for Turtle Rock locks off Laser Bridge, so you can't get to those 4 chests at least.
The question in chat, this is a defeat Ganon Key Sanity seed, so this is not all dungeons.
At least not by logic.
At least not by choice, at least. It's
Well, I guess, I'm sorry, by logic, it may need to go through all the dungeons, but
Yeah.
it wasn't the choice.
You thought you were doing just a normal defeat Ganon seed, but it turns out you had to go to all the dungeons, so... Yes, also try putting out, by logic, in terms of the Ice Palace Big Key, you do need it. But for, popular strat here is to do the bomb jump here in Ice Palace and bypass that option completely.
Although it does bring up an interesting point. What is in the Ice Palace Big Chest?
That is... Yeah, about that.
Perhaps we may be visiting back here at some point.
And that's right, pedestal has not been checked yet, so... Ooh.
Oh, poor Jet, I've done that.
Oh, yeah. There we go. There's nothing worse than doing the bomb jump only to fall off again. Yeah, pet check isn't official. Pet check isn't dead until it's been checked and is confirmed dead. Meanwhile, Sabo is finally going to be going through Misery Mire and will be finding the hammer shortly. And pretty sure he'll be just ecstatic to see that.
Probably shower the location with lots of love.
Oh, absolutely.
Or bombs, whichever's handier.
Oh, you got the butter sword.
Yep, that's where it was.
Yep, and Meow. So, I think in terms of equipment, both Jet and Sabo are pretty much good in that department.
Just really missing the red mail and half magic.
Mm-hmm.
Got a big heart from the Ice Palace Big Key chest. Now heading down to Cold Stare. Yes, Sabo nearly closed the gap, but then started following some locations and ended up in Pod when they should have gone to Skull Woods, so that cost them some time.
I think worst case scenario for both runners is Ganon's Tower Big Key and Ice Palace Big Chest.
Yep, that is one possibility.
Also, lovely, lovely fight. Closer
But
fight
whose
from
sword
Jet
just
there.
melted them.
And there's our fourth key to Turtle Rock.
That helps a bunch.
Mm-hmm. I think it's safe to say that Turtle Rock is probably going to be Jet's next move.
However, there are some locations that were opened by Hammer, and now they're available.
Yep, we have Hammer Pegs.
Swamp Palace. Also Spike Cave.
Oh, Spike Cave. Everyone's favorite dungeon to go to. Location to check.
Yeah. There is a possibility that Big Key could be on pedestal. However, the items required, it gets really messy in terms of what's required to get those pendant dungeons down first.
Right.
So if someone in chat can crunch through that, then that would help.
Yeah, we still don't have the Hera Big Key as well.
Yeah, I like Jet's move in going to Swamp Palace before Turtle Rock.
And assuming that nothing important is on the torch there in Ganon's tower, this may be a bootless seat as well.
That is true.
You know.
Yes, Kane O'Brien was seen in Desert Palace on the torch, oddly enough.
Yeah, but his boot's locked at the moment.
Alright, Swamp Palace, what do you have for us? So let's see if we can come up with some nightmare scenarios for these runners.
I think my favorite so far is Ganon's Big Key and Ice Palace Big Chest. I think that's gonna be my go-to. And possibly Turtle Rock Big Key on pedestal. Just to draw things out a little bit longer.
Let's see, how about Tower of Hera Big Key in GT, which leads to the Ice Palace Big Key, which leads to the GT Big Key.
That sounds horrible. I love it.
I love it.
Did Jet find the hint for left side swamp, by the way?
Not sure who found that hint. I think we only saw it once. I think Jet did find it.
Okay. They both did. Okay, good. Thanks, chat. Wasn't sure.
Sabo now done with Meyer. Heading over, I believe, to checkerboard. Gonna find a key there. I think it might have been a worthless key. I can't remember which.
Yeah, I think it was... Actually, no, it was... I don't remember now. It happened like literally 5 minutes ago.
It's another thing with key sanity is it gets really confusing really quickly.
Oh, there's the last...
Skullwoods.
There's the last small key to Dark Palace, which we didn't really need. No, pedestal has not been checked yet. That is still very much a
Pedestal
mystery.
still at large. Sabo going to go finish Ice Palace.
Yeah, also thing to know for key sanity seeds is that these typically take a little bit longer than your normal open or standard seed. So it is a little bit of a marathon, if anything.
Yeah, 2-hour seeds are a normal thing for key sanity.
Absolutely.
Did Sabo check Meyer's shed? Because that's where Ether is. I don't think they
Did he
did.
go in there? Because he went. I know he just did checkerboard cave. Did he not check the shed?
Yeah, Jet attempting the 0-cycle Argus kill wasn't able to do it, but did get pretty quick.
Not better than I could have done.
50
And
rupees.
Sabo has either. Okay, good. Thank you. I wasn't sure. Like.
Thank you. Okay,
Thank
Sabo
you.
does have Ether.
Good. Good.
Shuffle still at large. Could have another fetch quest in our future.
And that's all there was in Swamp Palace.
Yep, Swamp was a big nothing. Although it was a pendant. So is Jet going for Hera or Turtle Rock? Because that looks like Hera.
Yeah, this seed has been a seed. To say the least.
A CD seed. Bad for the runners, good for us.
Oh yeah. You know, for those of us who do randomizers and both run it and commentate, when you're playing it, you want it to be as fast as possible, but you know there's someone out there who wants it to just draw out for as long as possible. But it's a nice learning experience for everyone, so it's good for everyone. And oh, that's right, Jet didn't do this check, did he?
Yep, Jet takes the Hera basement bait.
Oh no.
Which is understandable. If you're looking at every location, you're going to check every location.
This is true. Yeah, it's I'm sure he'll love what he'll find here.
Having a little trouble setting up the coffee break. There we go. Answer a question in chat. I believe we actually have seen 6 pod keys. Or have we seen 5?
I've seen at least 5. I think I see 6
nope.
marked on.
Yep, we got 6 marked. There was a 6 on Vitreous, I think.
Yes.
Or what? No, it was in Swamp, I think. One of those.
No, it was. Oh yeah, it was in Swamp because Jet just found it.
Jet is still looking for the big keys for Turtle Rock and GT, which we have not yet found.
Alright, Jet, looks like finally going to be heading into...
Yeah, a bit surprising. Jet skips Spike Cave.
Yeah, to be fair, Spike Cave is not... Oh. Sorry.
Dead rocked.
Dead rocked. So technically, Spike, I don't believe is in logic at the moment because we don't have an invincibility item. But I don't know how Jet's doing in terms of potions. If he wanted to do that route, he can. But probably not ideal at this rate. Alright. Meanwhile, Sabo is going to be working on finishing up Ice Palace here.
Easily takes care of Cold Stare. Oh wait, is that? Yeah, there's the Turtle Rock key. It was on Cold Stare.
Oh, again, a map is held with a grumpy fish. Something we found out about an hour and a half ago. Someone pointed out a while ago that the hints are really just journal entries of things we've already found, so it's a nice way of putting it.
A history, if you will.
A history of the seed that you're playing right now. Of the item that you found 5 minutes ago.
First chest in TR, just a big 20.
Alright, looks like Sabo may be going to do the Turtle Rock play as well.
Has not yet finished pod.
I don't think anyone did the hint check in Thieves Town. I think both runners did skip it. Oh, speaking of the Ice Palace.
We now have the Ice Palace big key.
That's a last resort for the players in case, if nothing else.
The fact that it took us that long to find the Ice Palace big key smells to me. It smells like progression.
Horrible progression. Not horrible progression, but the smell.
It's an acquired smell.
Yeah.
Nice use of the Cane of Samaria to flip that switch.
Yeah, that chain chomp room is not kind to anyone.
And he managed to get through with 2 hearts. Pretty good.
Right, so we'll have both runners headed into Turtle Rock and see what we can find here. And while we're here, I want to remind everyone to please give these runners a follow. They are racing a very not kind seed today, and being restreamed as well is definitely not an easy feat. So, oh hey, that's the vanilla location, isn't it? Isn't that the vanilla?
That is the vanilla location for the TR big key. Yes.
Oh, here we were just thinking way outside the box, but it was just there the entire time.
Who would think to look there? That's just silly.
That's like the last place anyone would think of it being there.
So our only hope left for severe trollage is the GT big key and Ice Palace big chest.
Yep, that's the one major key item, as they say, that we need to complete the seed. Yeah. I believe Jeb will be checking out Mimic Cave. It's right there. Why not?
Why not?
Nah.
Thieves Town small key.
Oh.
Now there's 2 locations that we can check.
Oh, see, don't tease us so much. Or do, whichever floats your boat. Oh, never mind.
Oh!
I don't
no
know.
No GT big key game today, sadly.
I don't know about you, old man Sunshine, but I think we are now in go mode.
I think we are.
Yep, at about 154. Jet082 is now in go mode, and how very convenient to find both Turtle Rock and Ganon's Big Key here in this dungeon.
And once Sabo finishes this dungeon, they just have to go back to pod. They will be in go mode.
Mm-hmm.
This seed will be ending a lot faster than we thought.
What is go mode? Go mode means that you have found every item that you need to complete the seed, and you do not need to find any more items, or unlock any more chests, rather.
It means you have all the items you need to get to Ganon and defeat him.
Yep. So you can see Jet just completely bypassed Laser Bridge down there. Won't be needing to check anything there. And with our equipment layout here, I'm pretty sure Trinex will be no problem to Jet at all.
To answer a question in chat for G Tower, you only need one small key, which you can find underneath the pot. So that's all you need to climb G Tower.
Yep, when you are playing Randomizer and you are in Ganon's Tower, you want to be sure to have at least one small key in your possession.
And Butter's Sword makes easy work of Trinex's last form.
Right? And there we go.
And since we already have the GT big key, no guessing game. Sorry, chat.
Sorry, chat. Maybe next time.
Yeah, it would be 0. That would be the location.
Everyone wins. Alright, so with that, Jet's gonna be heading over to Ganon's Tower, and again, is in go mode, so we'll not be looking for any more chests, and we'll just make the climb.
And Sabo is now in go mode, and they only need to go back down to pod, finish it, and then come right back up here. That will take some time, though.
Yeah.
And with no need to check for a big key, just walks right in the front door.
Oh yeah, Chad points out that Sabo did burn one of the keys for pod, so he has to look for that one last key.
Right. He didn't do the hard reset like Jet did.
And that's probably why he's still looking for chest here. Did he find? He got Ganon's big key, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
He definitely did find that.
Gotcha.
About that pod key.
Oh.
We just found it. So fortunately for them, they can just jump right on down there. And Jet heads into the gauntlet.
Alright. Making some quick work out of the enemies here.
Butter Sword and Silver Arrow. Sorry for talking over you there.
Oh, no. Just seeing how easy it is, how easy this climb is now with Butter Sword and Silvers.
Absolutely. Chat pointing out that we're getting the pendant dungeon music here in GT.
Alright, then just gonna be heading up to the second landmolus fight here. Silver arrows should make it very simple.
Oh, just misses the third arrow. Fire shield is nice to have, though.
Alright, I think Sabo is going to be heading back to pod and finish that dungeon and then climb back up to finish off Ganon's tower. Well, nice to point out that this is an entirely bootsless seat as well.
Nice stroll around Hyrule for our runners.
Nice little brisk walk around both the light world and dark world. You would say taking the scenery a little bit more. I'm waiting for avoiding the despawn there on Jet's side.
Yes, if you happen to go up that staircase, I believe on the exact frame that the previous room lanterns go out, then everything in Ganon's tower despawns, and you have to reset and start again.
Yep, which is not fun for anyone.
And here we are at Moldorm 2, having not visited Moldorm 1.
That's true, right? We never found the big key to Hera, so we didn't pay him a visit the first time.
And no knockdowns today.
And Jet's skipping the last chest there and just making his way to Anchor 2. It was also the first fight they'll have with Aghanim as well, so time for some trigonometry with our good friend Aghanim.
It's a double off the first one.
Ooh, so we need to miss
Not
on that
good.
one. Ooh. Got one there. Alright, I think there's 2 more hits. One more. There we go.
And down goes the Dark Wizard.
I still have
How does a
one more
pig
thing to
turn
do.
into a bat? I don't get it.
Logic, probably. Video game logic, if anything.
I guess the same logic that brings the duck into the dark world. But setting that
Yes.
aside,
I mean, absolutely true.
sorcery, of course, good thinking. When
Magic.
pigs fly.
Don't stand so close to me.
Back up, buddy. Yeah, Butter Sword and Silvers are going to make quick work of Ganon here.
Yeah, this fight should be easy peasy for Jet. And you also saw Blue Potion. In the event, he does need it.
Sabo finally finishing pod. Gonna head on up to G Tower. And unless Jet falls, looking like a win.
Get that double off Ganon there.
Nearly falls, but gets the 4th
Yeah.
arrow in. The pig is gone.
Alright, and that'll do it. Alright.
And the official SRL time for Jet is 2 hours, 4 minutes, 3 seconds. Get your GGs out in chat, everyone.
Yeah, very well done from Jet082. And we'll see if we can get in for an interview. Alright, and now we have Jet082 joining us. GG to you.
Hey, GG.
So, what were your thoughts on this seed of sorts?
That was painful. You know, some people don't like key sanity. I think this seed is why.
Yeah, key sanity is definitely not for the faint of heart. So there were periods where we weren't seeing any real progression, and then we found the flute in Goldwood's big chest, and then everything just kind of opened wide for you guys.
You know, that one sort of bothers me since I was thinking about it back when I first got Mirror, and I'm like, okay, I can check all the Mirror stuff in Village of Outcasts. Oh, and I got the Skullwood's big key, I can go do that. But I completely forgot to check it while I was there, which made me waste a ton of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of how it looked on our end as well.
Oh man. And then of course by the end I was just like tired. I was waiting for Sabo. Like I was expecting a Doc Dun like at any minute. And like I did the coin flip. I had to decide if I wanted to go into Pendant Swamp or just go gamble Turtle Rock has its own big key. I'm like, what would Sabo do? He would probably just go for crystals because I've seen a lot of people just skip pendant dungeons. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just do my usual. And my usual would be go to the pendant dungeon first anyway because it had slightly more items. It was 7 items versus the 6 that I could reach in Turtle Rock. So
I will say,
I'm just waiting for him to finish, and I'm like, I don't know what happened to him, but it looks like we were talking afterwards. Same thing happened.
yeah, Sabo had a chance to catch up, but on their way to check Skullwoods, they went south and went all the way to Pods. So that's what ended up pushing them back further. And I believe that they entered GT about 8.5 minutes after you entered. So,
man, it is just super rough. See, when you get flute late, hammer really late. Like that was almost my go mode item.
Sword was kind of late too.
Yeah, sword was
late.
pretty...
Sword sort of slowed me down a little bit, and then
no boots.
Middle to late mirror. It just doesn't make for a pleasant. No boots. Yeah, it doesn't make for a pleasant seed.
But
yeah,
then
only no one found the boots, I believe.
How did you feel going into Turtle Rock, finding those big keys there?
Well, first we get Ice Palace, and I'm like, no, I don't want to go back. I'm done with Ice. I'm just, if it's there, forget it. It's just gonna stay there because I'm not gonna go get it.
And then the Thieves Town small key also appeared.
Oh my gosh, I know. This game had jokes.
Yeah, a lot of us were theorizing could one of the big keys be in Ice Palace's big chest, and we were just waiting to see what would happen if Turtle Rock turned up with nothing, but lo and behold, both big keys that you needed were in there.
I mean, it wasn't too bad. Like, yeah, you get those things and you're worried about the trolls, but I mean, by logic, those are required anyway.
Right.
So it's just, you're gonna find them, it's just, you really don't want anything else to be behind them.
No.
That fear was definitely there, but then suddenly, out of nowhere, here comes the TR big key and the GT big key.
In vanilla location, that's always fun.
Yeah, I believe there were 2 vanilla locations for big keys, and I think there were a couple other locations that were very vanilla.
Eastern.
Yeah.
Man, that felt like forever ago that I went through Eastern. That was at the very beginning.
It was.
Oh my gosh. 2 hours. This is over 2 hours. It's just brutal. I'm looking forward to next week since we get some other formats. It'll be up to my opponents to choose the formatting, so I don't know what they're gonna do. So I look forward to it.
Well, I believe this is your first match with sab0tender, and this was your choosing, I believe.
Yes, I purposely chose this.
You dug your own grave.
I mean, usually it's nice, just not today.
Not today.
So one question I like to ask runners is, thinking back on the race today, what can you pick one thing that you would have done differently?
Well, okay. 2 things. One was remember Skullwoods when I had the big key.
Right.
I told myself it was part of what I was going to check, and I completely forgot. Secondly, probably, I think it's how I routed Ice. Doing Ice without hammer is a little weird.
It is,
and you can sort of get stuck. Like, you can get so far and only check one thing because you can't really backtrack without a key. If I had a small key, it would have been fine. But, of course, the small key was behind Mirror, which was weird because Mirror was there. So I sort of wish I did the Ice Tea Room instead because then I could have, checked Hera basement. I mean, I didn't know at the time.
Right.
I really thought that was, like, going to be my hammer or flute, and I was really kicking myself. And then when it just turned out to be Hera Smokey, I'm like, no, just check Skullwoods. Because it's faster.
Speaking of the Tower of Hera big key, that was in the Multrum 2 chest.
Wait, what? Oh!
Yeah, sab0tender just checked it on our stream here and left a bomb to express the opinion on that key.
That's a lovely surprise in response to that find. So
I think that's an appropriate response.
And also we saw that pedestal was indeed dead this time around. It was just bombs.
Yeah, I liked your dip into swamp. I thought that was a good move, but unfortunately didn't turn up anything at all.
Yeah, I was just trying to maximize all of the locations I could possibly get to.
Right.
In one
and that's
check,
the best thing. Yeah, that's the best thing you can do in Key Sanity is get all the chests you can in the best time possible.
Well, we'll see though. Was this time around it was only a into Turtle Rock, oddly enough. So, if that's probably the one of the few redeeming things about this seed, if at all.
Yeah, almost practically go mode.
Yeah.
I mean, I still did Mimic because I was looking for Ganon Tower Big Key at the time.
And it was in the next chest.
I'm sort of curious where the hint was for that Ganon Tower Big Key. I mean, it might be upstairs in Hera, which would be actually sort of funny.
Yeah,
since you can't check that hint
without
the
I don't
big
think
key.
anyone. None of you guys found it. I believe.
Yeah, there's also that Dark World location where the Ice Rod Cave is that neither of you checked.
Yeah, I don't think anyone checked
that's
the
a hint.
There is a hint there.
I don't think
Not
either
often checked.
of you guys checked the Thieves Town hint as well.
Right, Thieves Town. I think there's one other one in Turtle Rock, isn't there? I thought there was on the right-hand side.
Is there?
I don't know.
Right side? I'm not sure.
There
might be
thing over there. I never go over there, so I don't know.
Yeah, no one goes over there, so.
And Sabo takes a death on Ganon, which is far better than taking a fall on Ganon, that's for sure. I wonder if they have any potions left.
I didn't see. So, how do you feel? How are you feeling with your run so far in the tournaments?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
I'm currently sitting at 5-0.
Nice.
So, like I said, gonna start doing my second. I had one race against all of my opponents, so no more Key Sanity in my future. Whatever they, I mean, they could choose Key Sanity if they want, but
right.
I don't think they're gonna do that.
Have you I know one of the modes that I haven't seen a whole lot of in the fall tournament so far is retro mode. Have you done any retro seats yet?
I've practiced it a little bit. Yeah, it's surprising. I think it's such a light change. I like to say it's sort of almost like Key Sanity, only a lot more forgiving and a little bit of entrance randomizer mixed in. If you want to get a sword, that is. So, and one of the seeds I have played, you absolutely had to find that sword because the other swords were behind medallions. So it's like,
sorry to interrupt.
It can happen.
Sabo just finished off Ganon and has finally walked through and gets a time of about 2 hours, 13 minutes, and 59 seconds. Get your GGs out in chat, please. What a wonderful race.
All right, and we'll see if we get sab0tender in here for a post-race interview as well. Yeah, good show put on by both Jet082 and sab0tender this evening.
Waiting to see if we can get that Sabo in here for an interview.
You guys can talk about just the lovely things about this seed. All right, there we go. And joining us now is sab0tender. GG to you on what this seed was for you guys.
Hey, GG.
It was something. Yeah, GG's Jet. Man, I think I hate keys now.
Me too.
No, before.
Would you say they drive you insane?
Like,
Yeah.
So, Sabo, have you done a lot of Kisanity seeds before this
mean,
race?
Not recently, but
Mhm.
I was in the Keysanity tournament in the January, whatever it was,
Oh,
and
okay.
I got as far as like the tiebreaker. So I thought, oh yay, maybe I'm actually all right at this. And today proved that nah, maybe I'm not.
Maybe not.
I don't
fair,
think this seed is a good indication. Though. It was
yeah,
brutal.
No, that's true.
Right.
yeah. I don't think any given key sanity seed can tell you if you're good or bad because they all tend to be kind of cruel, really.
It's definitely like just a run around both worlds and just trying to find everything you need. We did say that there are long periods of where the siege was just kind of a bit of a slow pace, and then once the hammer the hammer was found, it kind of just blew everything open.
Yeah, it sure did. That mid game stuff, that is like my absolute weakness, and I'm just
Mhm.
I don't know if it's luck or what. I always end up last locationing something, and today it was the flute like really hard.
Yeah.
So that's definitely put me behind, and I felt like I was playing from behind basically from that point on for sure.
Yeah, it did seem that way as well to us.
Because usually, again, for Skullwood's big chest, it's usually an item we don't normally go to outside of Kisanity seeds. But this time, there was something very important in there, unfortunately.
Oh, yep. There sure was, yeah. But that's okay. I mean, that's how it is.
Mhm.
And I mean, plus going up against someone like Jet. Jet is an awesome runner, and I'm glad that I'm in his group. We get to play each other a couple more times. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I didn't expect to, come close to winning this one. But if I had just made, a play like going for Skullwood's big chest a little earlier, this could have been maybe a little bit more of an exciting race.
Yeah.
Well, don't sell yourself short. You've got 2 victories in this group stage as well, so you definitely got something going for you.
Yeah, I guess so. I feel like I'm a little bit lucky, but
Mhm.
my play has been not bad recently. So if I can kind of just keep up this kind of level, maybe a little bit, if I can work on some of that mid game stuff, I might be able to squeeze out a couple more victories, which would be awesome. I'm just glad to be here though, so that's the main part.
Absolutely. Now this is the first race between yourself and Jet, and I believe the second seed that you guys will be racing will be of your choosing. Have you thought about what kind of seed you guys want to run this time around?
Yeah, because I was the lowest seeded person in our group, and so I've had to go through a couple of different seeds with the runners' choices, and I was thinking, okay, how am I going to get back into this? And I thought, oh, it's got to be keys. I'm just going to play keys against everybody, and no, I don't think I'm going to do keys.
I would have liked
um,
that.
yeah, probably.
Mm.
So I think I'm going to change tactic, and I'll try and figure out a mode that'll be at least sort of fun,
Mhm.
and hopefully, give me a shot at taking a couple of wins here or there.
Right. So I know we were talking about retro mode earlier. Is that something that you see
Ooh.
possibly in the future?
I think I have played a total of 2 retro seeds ever, so I don't know if I'm going to choose that. If the bot picks it in the third round, then
Mm.
you know what? I'll give it a go.
Yeah, it's the way to do it.
Sounds good. Any final thoughts on this seed?
Mhm.
Any decent thoughts on this
Anything
seed that from each of
anything
you?
you guys wanna anything you wanna share with us? I don't know if see any questions in chat or anything at all. The floor is yours.
Well, thank you guys for commentating, and thank you all for watching. Thanks to our tracker and the restreamer.
Yeah, I would say basically the same thing there. Yeah, thanks you guys. Both the sunshine's here, making it a very bright and sunny day here. Thanks
Yes.
you guys. And Bungie to the Tree, thanks for tracking. Yeah, I don't know. GG's again, Jet. I'm looking forward to our game 2 and game 3. Should be fun.
Yeah, definitely. GG's.
All right. Yes, and as I mentioned earlier, for those of you who are new to the Link to the Past Randomizer community, if you have any interest in checking out the Randomizer, please feel free to check us out and also join us on the Discord. The fall tournament here will be going on for a few more weeks, so lots and lots more matches to look forward to. And also shout outs to everyone involved in production here. So we have our restreamers, our trackers, and commentators. So without any of us, we would literally have no races. So yeah, so everything, all the links are there in chats, and how and where you guys can find us. And I'm looking forward to seeing more matches. Old Man Sunshine, it has been a pleasure commentating with you this evening, and I hope to do more races with you.
Absolutely. Let the sun shine on.
More sunshine. Praise the sun. I mean, what?
Praise the sun. And I believe that's all for us today. So take care to follow our racers and trackers and commentators, and we will see you all next time.
See you later.